What's up, y'all? Mikey from Martial Arts Rebellion. Today we're going to talk about how to put your strikes together with your feet. How to move and still be attacking. A lot of times, especially people that are just starting, this is what you'll see, especially when they start sparring, right? They'll be moving, and then when it's time to engage, boom, boom, boom. Move, right? Move. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it looks really funny too. They get these fancy footwork going, right? Boom, boom, boom. So today I want to talk about some simple drills on how to put together your feet with your hands. Okay? So the first one here, we're talking about two in particular movements with your feet. The first one is the basic. I've talked about this one before. You guys know this, especially if you train with me, you know I would like you to be training your box stepping a lot. Now, it's a very simple movement, but it ties into everything else, which most basics should. Good basics anyways, okay? So for here, if we're talking about our box stepping, of course you should be in a good fighting posture. You're going forward with your front foot 2 inches, following the back foot, right? Going backward to about 2 inches to an inch, following with the front foot. Oh, we're just going forward and back, right? This is your basic box stepping. I went over this before, but I'll go over it again real quick just to get it out of the way. Now, if I go to the left, I'm going to move with the quickest, closest appendage going to the left. So I'm going to start with my left foot. Boom, okay? Followed by the right foot. If I go to the right, we're doing the opposite here. Now what I want you to do, if you're thinking about tying your strikes together with this, I don't even want you to punch yet, okay? I want you just to rotate your shoulders. Okay, now how you rotate your shoulders when you move will dictate what strike you throw, okay? This is what I mean. So if I'm starting in a good neutral posture, you can either start with your rear shoulder forward and step, right? Or your lead shoulder forward and step, okay? And it sets up the chain after that. So if I start with my rear shoulder forward and then I step and bring my left shoulder forward, this is what's going to happen. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. And you notice one heel up at a time. Boom, 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 boom. See? And if I go backwards, same thing. Boom, boom. Now, generally when I'm telling people and I get them started, I teach them like this. So start, if I'm going forward, start with my rear lead shoulder forward. But start with a step, so boom, okay? Boom. This seems to be a little bit easier for people to do. Boom, okay? Instead of this, right? This. Well, I mean, give or take. It just depends on who's doing it, okay? So you got your lead shoulder forward, which would be pretty much a jab as I step, right? Boom, boom, okay? Boom. Or your rear shoulder forward, boom, which would pretty much be a cross, right? Boom, 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 okay? So depending on which one you rotate as you step will depend on what you throw. So for instance, I'm just going to go forward with my jab cross. Boom, 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 okay? Or I'll go forward with my cross, let's say jab just to make it easy. Cross, jab. Good. So again, forward with the jab cross, boom, 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 boom. Or backwards with the jab cross, boom, 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 boom. Now, when you go backwards, this is where it gets tricky because there's a couple steps here. So when I go backwards, I'm going to, for this one, I'm going to lead with my lead hand, boom, okay? But again, there's nothing to say you can't go with your rear hand, right? It's just a different rotation, right? Rear hand, look at my feet. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Or lead hand, just different rotation. Whoop, sh, whoop, sh, whoop. Good, it's fractal. Any which way you move will set up what you can do, right? As long as you're tuned in with that and you feel in your body and you don't get to the point where you no longer have to think, it just comes out, okay? So rear shoulder forward as I go back. I'm going to hit that cross, and then as I bring that front foot back, I slide into that jab. Okay? And if I'm doing the opposite, I just hit the jab first as I go back. And this is more of the traditional way you'll see people learn because it's just a little bit easier again. Jab, cross. Now when I hit that cross as I come back, watch how my feet slide. Boom. Front foot comes back, and then I pivot into that cross, okay? Boom, boom. That's another thing. Make sure you're pivoting into these movements here. It's okay if you can get your hips going to keep your feet planted, but generally you want to be able to pivot, especially if this is something you're working on or learning. Now, if you've been training forever, you can do whatever the hell you want, right? So let's talk about going sideways now, okay? Same thing applies. I like to take angles a lot, stepping and hitting with that opposite hand, right? Stepping to the left with my lead leg and hitting that cross, right? And when I go the opposite, I do the opposite. Step through with my right foot, hit with that left hand, okay? But again, there's nothing saying you have to do it any which way. It all depends on which way you rotate. So if I step with my left and bring that rear shoulder forward, I'm hitting that cross, right? So it looked like this. Boom. And then as I bring my hand back, my lead shoulder comes forward and I slide that back foot into place. Boom. 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 Right? One more time. Good. Now if I do the opposite, I hit that lead shoulder. I'm going to bring my lead shoulder forward as I step. So instead of rear shoulder forward, right, it's going to be lead shoulder forward, which will switch my base on where I put the weight in my feet, right? So I'm here. Look, now my back foot's flat instead of lead foot flat, right? So here, boom, boom, boom. One more time. Step, back foot slides into place, rear shoulder comes forward, jab comes back to the chin. Step, boom, step, boom, step, boom. Gosh. Good, and that same rule applies with any direction that you go, okay? So I'm going to put this together here with, I'll be our combo number 4. Jab, cross, hook, cross, okay? And then I want you to see how we put this together in multiple punch combinations, okay? So for when I come forward on this jab, cross, hook, cross, I step with that front foot, jab, back foot, cross. Now here with the hook, 2 different things, okay? Right now my rear shoulder's forward. So if I want to flow with this without moving my feet, of course I just hit that hook shot. But if I want to get in here, I keep that rear shoulder forward and do what's called a shuffle in. I just pick up my front foot, step in, and then I hit that hook shot, right? So look like this. Boom, 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 right? Or you're right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we're going forward. Boom, boom, boom. Good, and if you add that last strike, it's the same thing. Jab, cross, step in, hook, and then here, step in, cross, okay? So these movements right here, these shuffle patterns, they're going to come into play really, really well. And what that has to do with is knowing where your hips are and which foot is loaded, right? Right now, when I hit that hook shot, my back foot's loaded, so I can either come back and step, right? Or I can just step and come back. You see what I'm saying? Which will also dictate what strike I throw. So here, let's do it all together. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Boom, 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 boom. Right? That's just stepping into it. Good. Or boom, 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 boom. I like that one a lot because you're thinking about coming in, you're chasing somebody down, right? Good. Let's do this combo in all directions. Okay, we'll go forward, back, left to right. Jab, cross, hook, cross, jab, cross, hook, cross, jab, cross, hook, cross, jab, cross, hook, cross. Once you get that down, I know I'm moving kind of fast, but hey, if you need to slow it down, you can slow down the speed or whatever and listen to me talk like this. That's still good, right? So just to recap, a good drill for you guys to do is break it down. Think about just the jab cross, okay? You're going to go forward 2 steps, back 2 steps. So I can start with that lead shoulder, jab, cross, cross. Or I can step with that rear shoulder, right? Cross, jab, cross, jab, okay? And then backwards, jab, cross, jab, cross, or forwards, or excuse me, backwards again with the rear hand, just a different rotation. Cross, jab, cross, jab. So those are straights. You can do hook shots, uppercuts, ridge hands, eye pokes, whatever this is called. You can do all that stuff, okay? And then you think about changing it in angles, right? So I don't have to just go forward. Matter of fact, you shouldn't be a hallway fighter. You should try to get off the tracks and work your angles as well. So now instead of just going forward here, it's very simple. I just step at an angle, quarter turn, right? So let's talk about that. Oh, gosh darn it, I'm getting on a tangent now. So we're here. Most important thing about this is you want your fists to land when the feet land, right? So if I'm taking this angle here, right, stepping with my left, boom. See how my foot lands? And this, so the cross is going to land with my back foot as it pivots through, right? Boom. Boom. Good. As I do this quarter turn here, I'll do a hook shot here. I'm going to get into place, and then when my foot pivots, boom, I'm right there. So it's almost as if the hand and the feet don't move without each other, okay? It's as if you had a string tied from your finger right here. Check out this string. You see I got this string right here? Whoop, tied around your big toe, okay? And then wherever the foot goes, wherever the hand goes, foot's got to go, right? So if I'm throwing a strike, the foot's got to follow, right? As a matter of fact, that's a good drill. You should do that, right? Take a step however you want and throw whatever feels good, okay? And you'll know if it doesn't have fluidity, you'll know because you'll be stumbling on your feet, right? Might look something like this. Okay, if it looks like that, I don't know if I can help you over YouTube, okay? So again, no matter which way I throw, boom, boom, I want to try to connect those feet with the hands. Try to always move as you strike. Okay? Jesus, I don't even know if you got anything out of that. Whew, sometimes I confuse myself. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's talk about the shuffle pattern. So that's the box step pattern, right? Just trying to tie your hands to the feet, okay? Remember, whatever rotation you have with whatever step will dictate what you throw. Now, the shuffle pattern is a little bit harder for people because this is a little bit faster, right? I need to move from here. Not only do I need to move from here if I need to make some space and be quick on my feet, right? It's a lot faster than the box step. But I also need to be able to do this and not have to go, okay? Another thing, try not to do this. See how my head's coming up? It's like, yeah, I'm shuffling. But your head's coming up, dude, and your feet are leaving the ground. So slide your feet, right? Boom. Try to keep your head at a good level. Of course, it's going to move a little bit, right? You can switch steps, switch leads if you want. If you're a ninja like that, right? If you're a TJ Dillashaw like that, which I'm not. But, so now let's talk about the rotation here. Now, just as if you were doing the box stepping, you're going to rotate your shoulders as you do the shuffle step. So watch. Every shuffle gets a rotation. Boom, boom. And by rotation, I mean pretty much a half. You're not going to go like this. Rotation, rotation. It's just one shoulder comes forward. Rear shoulder, lead shoulder. You'll notice whatever shoulder comes forward is going to have that heel off of the ground. Okay? So if you're doing this, I mean, that's something. You can still do stuff with that. I don't know what. I don't really train that, but I'm sure there's something you can get out of that. Remember, there's no absolutes in martial arts, okay? I mean, I guess if I take this and I hit you in the frickin' eye hard, more than likely you're going to get a black eye, but I've seen some people not, right? But anyways, this guy checking out my ride? Oh, no. Okay. The walking advertisements. People wearing like Pepsi face masks and Coca-Cola, Nike and stuff. You notice like humans are just walking advertisements? Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Take your kids and put them in a good martial arts school, please. Because when they get older, we might have a chance. Anyways, what was I talking about? Rotation. Good. So you're going to hit your shuffle pattern. And I'll start here with my rear shoulder coming forward, okay? Boom. 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 And when you go back, it's just the opposite. You can go side to side, right? Boom. 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 This is a good workout too. Set a timer for about a half hour, see what you can get. I hope you don't do this. Oh, please, come on, man. Get up, stop being Anyways. So now, again, just as your rotation set up during your box stepping, it's going to set up what you throw during your shuffle step, right? So if I'm here, boom, there it is. There it is, right? Let's do just that lead hand. Right? It's good stuff, I'm telling you. Do go to the back, right? Right? That rear hand. Okay, backwards. Woo, now if you're doubling it up, it's just here. Right? Woo, it's hard to talk and punch at the same time. Good. So you can tie this in with any strike. I'm throwing straights, but you can do any strike, right? Hook shots, uppercuts, ridge hands, peacocks, eye pokes, nut flaps, right? You can do that too. You can do, chops. Let me see you chop. Chop. Oh, that's kind of hard. Ridge hand. Oh, that feels better. Cool. You could do, or is it knife hands? This is knife hands or a chop? What's the difference between knife hand and a chop? Do you know, Andrew? No. He shook his head, no. You want to know the difference between a knife hand and a chop? Okay, I'm just not going to talk shit. I'm trying not to do that anymore, okay? I don't know. Because I use this. or no, actually I use this too. You saw we did a little video on the power slap. What was I talking about? Oh, shuffle pattern and rotation. So good drill is you're right here. Boom, 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 boom. Hit side to side. Then throw out your strikes. Good. And then whatever other footwork patterns you have, tie it in. Of course, I'm not just going to fight like this. Right? I'm going to mix it up with stuff, right? Might step through, rotate, boom. So that's all I got for today. I think you might get something out of it. And for that person, it was like, hey, Mikey, you guys haven't done a video in a long time. Yeah. No shit, I know. You think my life revolves around this? There's more shit than social media, okay? Jesus. I'm trying to run a business. I'm a dad. There's a pandemic going. I'm sorry that I can't do a video every week. Or it could just be being lazy. Either one. It could be either one, right? Good. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave them down below. And again, I'm not going to ask you to do shit. Do whatever you want to do. See you next time.